Yo, 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 it's your boy, Super Saiyan Main Train, coming back at you again with another YouTube video. And I figured I'd just give you guys a little bit of an update on how my training has been going. It's actually been really good. I'm super pumped about how this block has been going so far. And I think the biggest difference that has happened is I am really laying back on the pace. I'm not paying attention to the watch. I'm really just feeling it out and seeing how every single day pans out, and I think that's been a really huge difference maker on how I feel every single day. One thing that I did in the last training block was designate, okay, for this part of the season this is about how fit you should be, for this part of the season this is about how fit you should be, so on and so forth. And what that does is you're limited to, even if you're getting better or if you're getting worse, you're limited to what you set yourself to be. And one thing that I've really found so far is me just running based off of how I feel. Lets my body dictate how fit I am at this exact moment. Yes, keep stuttering. It's pissing me off. It lets my body dictate how fit I am at this exact moment in time. So I don't really have any kind of software that lets me use recording on my computer yet. I'll get it eventually when I've got money, but bills, that kind of bullshit. So for now you're just gonna have to look at a screenshot of my Google Excel spreadsheet that I've made. Alright, so here we go. I'll run you guys through what we've got going on here. So week 6, the goal mileage was 75, as you can see, and this is the week in which I start incorporating moderate mileage. Meaning mileage that's got a pace somewhere between 6 flat and 640, depending on how I feel. Like I said, I haven't been paying much attention to the watch. I've just been kind of running, so it really depends on how fit I feel. I just don't really want it to dip under 6 minutes, otherwise it just turns into a bit of a workout, you know? I did 75 miles, and I take Sundays off, as you guys know if you watch my videos. If you don't watch them, you should watch them. They're pretty decent. So yeah, we hit 75 miles this in week 6, and that came out to 12 on Monday and Tuesday, a long run of 15. I do my long runs on Wednesdays, and then 12 for the rest of the week. And that felt pretty good. If I recall correctly, the average pace for the normal miles was between 7:20 and 7:40. My morning runs usually being closer to 7:40 to 8 minutes, the evening runs being a little closer to that 7 flat range, and that's just kind of where it evened out at. I did 15 moderate miles because the 80-20 plan, in which you guys also know I am doing, says that 20% of my mileage should be at a moderate pace, and that comes out to 15 this week, same as the long run. I did that in a matter of 2 runs. Those 2 runs combined averaged out at 627 per mile. Those moderate miles felt really, really good. It's amazing how much more you can do if you let your body recover and run like you're supposed to. It's really freaking cool. It really is. Week 7, it looks like I did 80 miles. And I started feeling quite a bit better this week. I'm not a guy that's naturally fit. I need to run a lot of miles to sustain any sort of aerobic fitness. And the more that I run, the better I start to feel, the more confident I get in my ability to run. So my moderate mileage got a little bit quicker. It was actually a nice surprise. It was the same effort, which was really a good thing. I wasn't pushing it. 11 of those miles, no, not 11. I'm just gonna start over. So week 7, I did 80 miles. I did 12 on Monday, 13 on Tuesday, a long run of 16 on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday were all 13. And my moderate miles for that week came from Monday and Wednesday. On Monday I did 6 miles in between my evening run, so I'd warm up with maybe 2 or 3 at 7:30 pace, and then I did 6 miles that averaged out around 6:20 or so. And then my other part of the moderate miles came from my long run on Wednesday. I did a 3-mile warm up and then 10 moderate miles with a 3-mile easy jog at the end, and I believe those came out to about 6:17 or 18. So it just averaged out at 6:19 per mile for my moderate mileage that week, and it felt really good taking Sundays off as I usually do. Week 8 I'm in the process of right now, but as you can see I ran 16 on Monday in 2 runs. I just wanted to front load this week a little bit because on Thursday, I'm not going to be able to get 2 runs in. It'll just make it a little bit easier for me to get the rest of the mileage in like I'm supposed to. So I did 16 on Monday, 13 on Tuesday, and today I did 17 miles at a pretty easy effort. The moderate mileage for the week will end up being 17 miles. I have done 6 of those so far, and I will do the other 11 on Friday. Friday, I believe I'll go for 14. I'll do probably 3 or 4 in the morning, and then the rest in the evening, and I'll mix those in with those miles. But we had our actual first workout, if you want to call it that, on Tuesday, and it was really, really fun. So Monday, I did 4 miles at a moderate effort. That was about 6:17 per mile again. And on Tuesday we did 8 400s, and it was nice. I've been running really, really slow, so part of my confidence has been a little bit lower since I haven't really touched that anaerobic fitness that I think it's a struggle that all distance runners face. When you're not working with it, it's hard to know that it's there. But we worked with that on Tuesday a little bit. We did 4 400s at 10K pace and 4 400s at 5K pace. And I'll drop the paces somewhere in here. It went 75, 80, 80, 79, and the first 400 was definitely too fast. I haven't done anything fast in about 2.5 months, so it was pretty tough for me to dictate what 10K effort felt like. It took until that second 400 to get back into the groove of, okay, this is what 10K pace is supposed to feel like. And after that, the rest of the splits were right on where I think it should be. That comes out to about 520 per mile, and you may be wondering to yourself, isn't your PR a little bit faster than that? Well, first off, my PR isn't really my PR. It isn't a conference race where you're not really racing for time. You're just kind of racing. I don't know. If you've run a conference 10K or a conference race at all in college, you know that if you're racing a 5K, you're not racing until the last half mile. If you're racing a 10K, you're not racing until the last mile. So it's just not conducive for good results. But where I was going with that, Where I was going with that is my perceived fitness for a 10K right now should be somewhere around 520 based off of feel, 520 per mile. I'd have to do the math, but I think that's somewhere right below 17 minutes per 5K. I could be wrong. Let me just pull up a little calculator here on the old computer. Oh yeah, the old internet, the old interwebs. Pace calculator. When I was younger, I'd spend way too much time on this biatch. Your time would be a little bit faster, 33:08. I think that's doable. I really do. My PR right now is about 33:20, and I'm definitely a lot more fit than I was then. I can definitely do that. That's for sure. But yeah, my splits were 75, 80, 80, 79 for the 10K paced 400s, and for the 5K paced, it went 75, 75, 73, 73. And I definitely wasn't pushing pace or paying attention to pace at all for that matter. It was based off of feel and what I felt like I could hold for 25 laps around the indoor track, and that comes out to about 5 flat to just under 5 flat per mile, which would be somewhere around 15:30. I think I could do that right now. My best 8K from cross country indicates that I should be fit enough to run about 15 flat right now, so I think that 15:30 a couple months later without doing any workouts is about reasonable for where I should be right now. So I guess we'll see. Maybe in a few weeks I might race the 5K. That's what we did for that workout, and it was a really good confidence boost. One thing I really struggled with during cross country, and it's a hard topic to get into, I might actually make a whole video on it later, was my running weight, my race weight. That's something that I haven't been paying attention to in this off season. I've just kind of been eating what makes me full. I still pay attention to the foods that I eat. You know, it's good foods, lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, that kind of bullshit. But I eat till I'm full, and I don't count calories anymore. Well, sometimes I count calories, but not for the purpose of, oh, I can only eat this many calories. More for the purpose of, wow, I just ate 5,000 calories. Just kind of funny. But that's something that I have not been paying much attention to so far this track training block. I'm quite a bit heavier than I was during cross country. At the end of cross country, I was about 148 pounds, and I think that was a little bit too light for my body structure and my build. I'm a little bit heavier of a runner just because of my bones and my muscle mass. I'm naturally a little bit thicker. Right now I weigh about 165, and I think that this is going to bear some good results for me. I think that me not paying attention to what I weigh and looking at what other runners weigh is going to be beneficial for me. I always just kind of felt like I didn't have very much energy to train, and during races I felt not aerobically tired, but like my muscles were never completely there, and I haven't felt that in the slightest bit so far training, which has been really phenomenal. It's been a huge aspect of why I've been able to run 13, 14, 15 miles a day consistently without feeling like ass. So I'm gonna keep doing that. As for races for the season, we technically have our first race this Friday. at St. Thomas, but I don't think I'll be running that. I think I'm going to wait until next weekend when we have our alumni meet, and I think I'm going to be racing the mile. It's going to be pretty painful. I don't know what I'm going to run. It's been a long time since I've actually raced a mile. If I break 4:40, I'll actually be really impressed because, like I said, it's been a long ass time. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing, and I guess we'll see how that goes. On another note, I am going to be starting a new series, which I think a lot of you MIAC runners will appreciate. I'm going to call it MIAC in Review. And it's basically going to be every week during indoor and outdoor track that we have a race, I'm going to look up the results on the old TFRRS website, the old good old TFRRS. Oh yeah, I love that site. I'm going to look up the old results on TFRRS, and I'm going to do some evaluating and kind of put into perspective how each event stands and who I think is kind of sitting top 3 for each event. I think that's going to be something fun, and I'll also be giving a shout out Athlete of the Week performance each week, so be on the lookout for that. I think that's going to be really fun. But other than that, that's pretty much all that I wanted to cover in this video. Every couple weeks I just kind of want to give an update on how my training's going, how I've been feeling, and anything that I've noticed in this training block that's been different from previous training blocks. Mostly just to help you guys out, you know. As a runner, I think it's important to share your knowledge so that you can improve other runners' successes. Without other people who have been successful, we wouldn't be where we are today. And I'm by no means a standout runner. You know, there are a lot of people that I follow that make me look like garbage, but it's still good, you know. You're getting a lot of different perspectives, and everybody works in a different way. It takes different things for people to get where they need to be. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that little like button. If you're not a super subscriber yet, click on that little red button, become a super subscriber, join the Super Saiyan Main Train fan club, baby. I love you guys. I love your comments. I love talking to you. If you want to get to know me, DM me on my old Instagram. You can find me at Super Saiyan Main Train. And that's about it. So peace, love, and praise the booty.